welcome to the sands of Manhattan Beach, California, just off Manhattan Pier, where the sport originated. You know, they play pickup beach volleyball here like the rest of us around the nation play pickup basketball. And today it's the Coors Light Women's Pro Beach Volleyball Tour featuring the Reebok National Championship. And good morning, or good afternoon as the case may be. Along with Maria Barnes, I'm Drew Goodman. Glad you're along this day. Well, maybe Kirby and Massacine aren't the Celtics or the Yankees just yet, but they are doing fine. They're the top team in the world, though this weekend they have struggled a little bit.
Well, they've had a rough week. Massacine was hospitalized with a pelvic infection and high temperatures that interrupted their training. Their physical team training is very important to them. They had a difficult quarterfinal match yesterday, down 11-8 at one point, and then their semifinal about 3 hours ago. If not for Kirby's 4 aces, we may have seen an upset. But the amazing thing about this team is that when one player is off, the other one picks up the slack.
Yes, they certainly do. Their opponents in this final, their arch rivals, their nemesis, Lori Forsythe and Barbara Fontana. No team has defeated Kirby and Massacine more than this tandem.
And Forsythe is playing the best ball of her career. Her serve is as good as I have ever seen it. And she's playing defense. We don't normally see defense from Forsythe. She and Barbara are coming off a big win at an international event in Japan, so they have a lot of momentum. They're a very strong, quick, intelligent team.
And the weather today, absolutely as you'd expect in Southern California. Temperature 76 degrees, low humidity, and not much of a wind, which is always an important factor on the beach in terms of volleyball. And the water, we are told, is very warm. In fact, I took a dip in there yesterday, and yes, it is in the mid-70s.
Which is quite unusual for this part of the country and the Pacific Ocean.
So we are set. The team of Kirby and Massacine have won the toss. We played a 15 on the beach, and you must win by 2, and you can only score when you are serving. Liz Massacine will serve, and ready to receive, Lori Forsythe with the visor on, Barbara Fontana to her left.
Line, line, line!
Chance to score early, and it was wide. Massacine had the court, but a little too much energy with that swing.
Important for Massacine and Kirby to capitalize on a chance to score. Keep the ball in play. Quite unusual for Massacine to make an unforced error like that.
Go, go, go!
An ace by Barbara Fontana, 1-0.
That's a great dropping serve by Fontana. That ball went over the net and took a nosedive into the sand.
Cut it, cut it, cut it!
Kirby with the cut shot for the side out.
Forsythe was in the net there. It's a great off-speed shot, and Forsythe also went into the net.
So Carolyn Kirby will serve, perhaps the preeminent player in the world.
Look at this. Right here. Line, kick, kick, kick! Me! I'll cut you! Get up, reach high, line! Go, go! No one deep, deep, deep! Easy. Yeah!
It was down, no. If it was down, it was a point. It goes long as Massacine saw the court open, but missed long.
Interesting to notice that Kirby and Massacine are serving at Fontana early on in this match. They normally go at Forsythe. Little change in strategy for that team.
Line, cut it, cut it! Go, go, go!
Down the middle goes Carolyn Kirby, safely down in the sand, another side out. It is not unusual when these two teams get together to see 60, 70, 80-plus side outs. They know each other very well all time. 24-4, Kirby and Massacine with the lead in head-to-head competition. That's long. So we're even at 1.
It's a great line serve by Massacine. She has really struggled in this tournament with her serving.
Line! We got it right here. Right up. Line, over line, deep. Oh, go! Right here, nice and deep. Right there, nobody! Okay.
Great up.
Line, line! Go, go, go!
Over the top for a point, Carolyn Kirby, and she made it happen with a tremendous dig.
Take the lead.
Forsythe jammed her partner Fontana on this set here. Not much she could do with that, but just a great scramble play and able to get to that ball. Well-placed cut shot.
So Liz Masakayan, the former two-time All-American at UCLA, gets set at the back line. Shank pass. You won't see that much from Barbara Fontana. 3-1 now.
What a serve by Liz Masakayan. It's as if she's doing a spike from the end line. That's a great shot of that serve. You can see how it was really dropping.
3-1. We'll come back to Manhattan Beach right after this.
CBS Ion Sports presentation of the Coors Light Women's Pro Beach Volleyball Tour featuring the Reebok National Championship is sponsored by Coors Light. Reach for Coors Light, the silver bullet. Keep on moving. Reebok. And by Killer Loop Performance Sunglasses by Bausch & Lomb. Tested by athletes, not machines.
3-1. Kirby and Masakayan off early, something they haven't been able to do much this weekend. They have come from behind in most of their matches. That's why. No, that was on the line. It was on the line, and in beach volleyball, if you hit the line, it is good. So it works as a side out. And Barbara Fontana, the diminutive one, at just 5'6", but what a scrambler she is defensively, and she has great hops, gets out of the sand very well. Another cut shot. A cut shot is one of those angle shots that go very close to the net. It takes tremendous touch to put in the sand.
And very important when you're making a cut shot to disguise it so the defense can't read it, and Carolyn Kirby does that better than anyone. She waits till the very last second to turn her hand.
Kirby, with all those Final Fours, the all-time money winner, over $313,000. Joust at the net, and a point for Liz Masakayan. We'll get a side change. Masakayan and Kirby in control early at the National Championship.
Get it moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving.
Not only a perfect day for beach volleyball, also for surfing.
Take another look at that last play. I mean, here's a player 5'6" and 5'8", and yet playing so big. Look how high over the net both of those players get there.
The net 7 feet 4 inches off the sand, and it is thick sand here in Manhattan Beach.
The thickest sand we play in all year long.
Good. Go, Carolyn. Come on, let's touch on. Okay. No one, short.
Oh, what a dig. Cut shot, side out, marvelous point, as good as it gets on the beach.
Both teams just really scrambling on defense, and Carolyn Kirby jumps as high as she can to play that ball over her head, and then Masakayan just diving into the sand to save it. Masakayan tries the tricky play, but Fontana is right there to pick it up, and then comes up with her patented cut shot.
Lori Forsythe at the back line. She does not use the jump serve because she has to get to the net in a hurry as a blocker.
Line. Go!
Nearly dug that time by Fontana.
Well, that was a great reach by Kirby because that set was floating really far outside. She really had to reach out there to play that ball.
You know, it's not just Kirby and Masakayan who are fatigued by all the travel, because the bronze medalists at the Goodwill Games were Forsythe and Fontana, and they also won the international event in Osaka, Japan. That's long. And Kirby and Masakayan finished third in Osaka.
Fontana was named the MVP of that event, which for that week named her the best player in the world.
You got him. Line deep. Go, go! Right here. Come on,
Chance to score for Fontana, and she executes it perfectly. 4-2 now.
Good ball control on the side of Fontana and Forsythe. Forsythe sets her right on the net, and there again you see that cut shot right around the block.
That is Fontana's specialty, her best shot.
Barbara's going to serve it up.
You. Line.
Safely down. Kirby gets the side out. You can hear all of the conversation going on in the background. Communication so important in beach volleyball.
Yes, it's important to tell your partner what is open when she goes up to hit the ball, and that is a great play at the net by Forsythe. Kirby just goes up, sees the open hole, gets the call from her partner to go deep down the line.
Mimi, come on, get up, get up. No, no one, cut, go.
Just inside the back line, Lori Forsythe, who has elevated her game this year. She is playing better defense the last couple of months than ever before on the tour. That had been her weakness, Maria.
Yeah, but she is moving really well these last couple of tournaments.
Cut it, go.
Hammered down by Kirby.
Very important for Forsythe and Fontana to keep the ball at Fontana. That has worked for them so far. That's just an amazing turn by Carolyn Kirby. She did not give away where she was hitting that ball. She turned her arm at the very last second.
Masakayan through the block, tooled the block by Lori Forsythe for a point.
Kirby and Masakayan's transition game very strong right now. Look at Forsythe's hands were spread apart just a little bit too much, easy to go right through her. We call that a tool when you go up and use the block like that.
5-2.
No one, cross. Come on, Liz.
And again, Forsythe flirts with the back line, but puts it down.
You'll notice Forsythe does not swing away at a lot of balls. She's a crafty player. She uses a lot of shots. Here, Forsythe is giving her partner blocking signals. Lori is telling Barb that she will be blocking the line on both players. Let's see if she executes that.
Highlight. Go.
Wonderful job of getting it up in the air by Fontana. Man, that had some giddy up on it. The hit from Carolyn Kirby.
The strategy here was for Lori to block the line and for Barbara to dig the angle, and Carolyn pounded the angle, though Barbara was in position, not able to dig it.
Right out. Good. Oh, here. Straight up. Line deep. Go.
6-2. Bad pass by Barbara Fontana. And right now, Fontana and Forsythe want to slow the pace of this game down a little bit. They're 4 points down to the top team in the world. This has really developed into one of the great rivalries in beach volleyball. It can get heated out on the court.
They have a little bit slower game pace than we do, and that can be distracting, and I think they know that. So we're well aware of that, and we just prepare ourselves to play a steady, strong, side-out game against that team because it's a very slow pace.
Well, I think we have a pretty healthy rivalry. I mean, it gets heated out there, don't get me wrong, but I really respect them as players. They're both very talented volleyball players, and we go back and forth. We go head-to-head a lot, so it gets a little nasty out there sometimes.
And the rivalry's getting better. I would say it's healthy, but yes, it can get nasty.
We've seen it get nasty.
Kirby and Masakayan right now with the advantage by 4, along with Maria Barnes. I'm Drew Goodman. from Manhattan Beach in California, just outside of Los Angeles.
Go, 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 go!
That's a great play by Fontana. That set was at least 5 feet off the net. That's a difficult shot to make with the set that's off the net.
Fontana giving blocking signals to her partner, Lori Forsythe. Lori calls Barbara the stealth because of her defensive prowess.
Silent but deadly.
All the way up. Right there. Angle! Yeah!
Ripped down by Masakayan. I was kidding Barbara earlier today. I said, I don't know how silent you are on the court. She's pretty vocal.
Yes, she is.
Serving 2.
She is a deadly defensive player, though. I think the Flea is a good nickname for her because she is all over the place in the sand.
No, short. Go, Liz, you got that!
Forsythe with a little dink shot.
Fontana and Forsythe are keeping their sets off the net so they are not getting blocked. This was a set about 5 feet off the net, and again, not an easy shot to make, but Lori is the shot queen. She said early on in her career she would swing away at everything, and some of the older players would just kind of laugh in her face, and she said that it made her develop all her shots, and now she does that to some of the younger players.
That is called a pokey, and the reason why is it's a knuckle shot, almost poked over the net, over the top of the defense by Carolyn Kirby.
And you use that when the set is too close to the net to be able to do anything else.
Okay.
Again, we played a 15. You must win by 2.
Good. Out.
You heard the out call by Barbara Fontana, and she was indeed correct. 2 serving 6. Lori Forsythe will serve a floater, which is deceptive. It can be tough to handle if it's knuckling in the air.
Masakayan doing a good job of seeing the defense and hitting around him. She hits really high here, up and over Forsythe. Very important to hit the ball when it's at its peak and extend all the way through like you saw Masakayan do there.
Liz Masakayan, originally from Quezon City in the Philippines, but grew up in Santa Monica, just north of here. Very gifted athlete. That's long. She said she would love to play on that Silver Bullet baseball team, the all-women's baseball team.
Well, you know, she was an all-star on boys' baseball teams growing up. She was the only woman to play and the only girl to play boys' baseball and made the all-star team to give you an idea what kind of athlete she is.
Fontana guessed wrong, and they went behind her for the 9th straight side out.
Well, in beach volleyball, when you're playing defense, you have to be willing to give up something. You have to commit yourself to something, and there you saw Fontana commit herself to digging line. Masakayan saw that and hit around her. You just can't possibly cover the entire court. Masakayan and Kirby seem to be using an I formation on defense where the player that's up the net blocking is responsible for the cut shots, and then the other defensive player is playing deep behind. And it seems as if Fontana's picked up on that and is successfully using the cut shot right around them.
Playing in the background, this is not Flushing Meadows in the U.S. Open. That right here on CBS in a couple of weeks.
And again, that's what we call a tool. Kirby went up and used the block of Forsythe, hit the ball off her hands and out of bounds.
So Masakayan again will take her turn. What a play by Masakayan. A one-handed dig. She was parallel to the sand.
Such quick reactions. Look at her just sprawling out with a one-handed dig, and then Kirby reacts, puts the ball deep into the court.
7-2. You don't want to get too far behind this team. The numbers on Masakayan thus far.
Oh!
Called out. Hatton. It was right on the line. 8-2 now. Kirby and Masakayan are rolling.
This is for all those commercials that show women content with seeing their reflections in dinner plates or coffee tables. Serious performance shoes from Reebok. Available at over 400 Foot Action stores nationwide.
Still going to your full commission broker? Even though your best interest may be overshadowed by a hunger for commissions, unwanted sales pressure, and biased information. If so, there is a way out. Trade up to Schwab. At Charles Schwab, our brokers don't work on commission, so the information you get is always unbiased and totally free of sales pressure. And at Schwab, you'll enjoy low commissions, too.
For a better way to trade, trade up to Schwab.
If you're gonna come out to play, you better not fake it.
Kick it! Quench it!
Gatorade in the house! Come on!
Kick it like that! Kick it! Quench it! Quench it like that! Kick it! Quench it!
Quench it with Gatorade. Nothing helps you go longer or stronger.
Kick it! Quench it! Kick it!
Word up!
Quench it!
Come on, come on!
Kick it like that! Gotta get me Gatorade! Give me some!
It's gotta be Gatorade.
Kick it!
There's a place to go all out, to strive and push and compete, not only with those around you, but ultimately with yourself. And that's a place where it doesn't end, but where it all begins.
There's a place to take everything you've learned and take it someplace no one's ever been before. Yeah, Foot Locker knows all about that place.
Donald Fear, Richard Ravitch enjoying a weekend off from the baseball negotiations. And we are back in Manhattan Beach along with Maria Barnes. I'm Drew Goodman. Fontana and Forsyth have dug themselves a hole. They're down 8-2 to the top seeds in the world, Kirby and Masakayan.
Carolyn! Go over line! Go! Line, no one!
Forsyth finally sides out, but it took a lot of work there.
And that's the defense by Forsyth we were talking about earlier. She did a good job of pulling off the net in that play and digging a ball.
A little bit short, and that'll cost Masakayan a point. 8-3, and that's exactly what Fontana and Forsyth need. They need to serve well here and maybe get a couple of unforced errors.
Interesting to note that they going back at Kirby.
It's so fun to watch Carolyn Kirby plant in the sand and elevate.
It's Kirby's 11th kill in this match.
She can really hang in the air.
8-3.
Come on, Karaoke!
She's had 4 different partners in those 4 previous victories. Last year, she won with Liz Masakayan. Blocked down, stuff blocked by Masakayan. That's a point.
Masakayan can do it all, though not known for her blocking. She sure puts up a good one here. You can see her just penetrate the net at the very last second and block Fontana.
9-3. That's short. You only get 1 serve on the beach. No lets, no second serves. And again, a reminder that it's the first team to 15, but you must win by 2. Fontana and Forsyth had an opportunity there, but they couldn't pass the volleyball.
Need to capitalize on a play like that. Very important for them at this point in the match. This is a good one-handed dig by Forsythe, but Barbara didn't expect it to come right at her chest. It's difficult to play a ball that comes right at your chest. Just like in tennis, when the ball comes right at your stomach, it's difficult to play.
Good. Line, no one. Go.
Ooh, Forsythe tickled the line there. So Barbara Fontana goes to the back line. She is a graduate of Stanford University and Santa Clara Law School. Law review there, and she has put that career on hold for a while.
Push it up. Get up. Go, skate. Line, no one, cut. Go, Carl!
Oh, baby. How about that?
Unbelievable scramble by Carolyn Kirby. Look at her, just full speed, parallel to the ground, diving out with one hand. Not only that, it goes back in the court and drops on the other side. What a play by Kirby.
That breaks your will. You think you have the point one. Fontana and Forsythe were getting ready to head back and talk about the next point. Carolyn Kirby was icing down her shoulder after this morning's semifinal, and she looks like she might have hurt
her feet are burning.
Foot.
The sand is getting really hot. You can see her partner Masakayan has had socks on. Kirby has decided to join her. It's very easy to blister your feet out here in this hot sand.
I also found that out yesterday when I was finding out that the water was warm. Coming up next was leading that tournament. Ernie Els also in contention, the U.S. Open champion. Tom Kite also right there. 9-3. The socks are on, and they're pretty.
These are sand shoes. They don't fill up with sand quite as much as normal socks do.
They look just like the flippers or slippers, excuse me, that I wear to bed every night.
Pink and purple slippers?
Yeah, same color. 9-3 the score. Liz Masakayan takes her turn.
No one, cut. Go, Carol.
There's a break for Forsythe. Can hear her saying, yeah, that'll work. We'll take anything we can get at this point.
Point 3-9.
They're seasoned enough to realize that she gets the signals, the blocking signals, that they're not out of this by any stretch. Through the block. The one reason they've been so successful, and I say that noting that they've won 4 times more than anybody else, they've been successful because they've been patient.
That's true. Here, let's take a look at this block by Forsythe. Just not able to penetrate. You can see that her hands don't get all the way over the net. Masakayan does a good job of hitting around her.
Wide. 3 straight service errors by Carolyn Kirby. And maybe her shoulder is bothering her a little bit. She's had tendonitis in the past in that right shoulder.
Well, she said it was really sore yesterday, but she said this morning it felt okay. It's very important for Forsythe and Fontana to stick with their original strategy of serving at Kirby. That was working for them, and they have switched things up, and it's hurt them.
Meanie, go, I'm in. You're on, no one line.
Well done by Lori Forsythe. That was right on the net. Tight set.
She has such long arms. You can see when she goes up to pokey this ball. Doesn't even get that far out of the sand, and yet is still able to get it over Kirby.
Serves, Kirby and Masakayan with a couple of aces, but also with a half dozen errors.
Come on, get it up, push it. Highlight! No!
We talk about the defense of Barbara Fontana, and she was the Defensive Player of the Year on this tour last year and might well be again, but both Kirby and Masakayan make an inordinate amount of digs.
Well, they're both such quick, agile players. They make it look so easy. Kirby's allowed one more toss. She has such a high toss on her serve that the ball often gets away from her. Timing is everything with a toss like that.
Forsythe. And we're locked in at 9-3. Lori Forsythe turned 35 earlier this summer.
Line short.
Over the top of the defense. Forsythe has missed only 4 events in 8 years on the tour, and this is the 110th WPVA event. There's an ace. Third for Kirby and Masakai, and it's now 10-3.
It's a great dropping serve. You can see as soon as the ball goes over the net, just drops in front of Forsythe.
You made a point right off the top of the broadcast today that if one player in Kirby and Masakai of the two isn't playing well, the other one picks up the slack. I'll tell you about that in a moment. The reason I say that is this morning in the semifinal, Liz Masakayan didn't have any aces with her serve. Kirby had 4. Here in this match, Kirby has struggled with her serve. Masakayan has 3 aces.
Masakayan frustrated with her serve throughout the entire tournament and has really turned it on here in the final.
We get a sand timeout. A sand timeout is akin to a 20-second timeout in the NBA. Not a full timeout used to get a breath or do as they're doing, literally get the sand off of one's body.
Kirby and Masakayan, as usual, have come alive when they have needed to. They're playing very steady, serving well, though making a lot of errors. They're also keeping pressure on with tough serving.
A reminder, next Sunday on CBS Sports, it's the Arthur Ashe AIDS Tennis Challenge, sponsored by Aetna. The event will be hosted by Bill Cosby, and players participating include John McEnroe, Andre Agassi, Yannick Noah will come out and play, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, Conchita Martinez, and also Zina Garrison. The Arthur Ashe Tennis Challenge right here on CBS. That's next Sunday at 2 Eastern. 10-3 our score. Along with Maria Barnes, I'm Drew Goodman. Gorgeous day in Manhattan Beach, California. Big hit by Masakayan for the side out.
It's a great touch by Fontana. She really dove out in the sand, popped that ball up pretty high, but because Lori was up at the net, she wasn't able to get to it. Masakayan just pounds this hit. And look at that up by Fontana. Such an agile player. You know, she's from Manhattan Beach. This is her home, played at a high school not far from here. They retired her jersey there.
Another block. Masakayan hung in the air and swatted it back down. It's 11-3.
What's happening here, Drew, is that Fontana likes her sets off the net, and right now Forsythe is jamming her at the net. She does not do well with sets that are that close to the net.
That's the 3rd block at the net for Liz Masakayan. They're like interchangeable parts, and there's nothing they don't do well.
No one cross. Go, you go.
Lori Forsythe.
That's a good point, Drew. I mean, the advantage for Kirby and Masakayan is they both have great jump serves. They can both block. They can both play defense. Whereas when you look at the team of Fontana and Forsythe stays on the ground. She doesn't employ the jump serve. She has to run up to the net and block.
Over the line.
Spanked down by Masakayan. That's her 10th kill of the match.
Masakayan's just been really steady in this match, not making many unforced errors. That's a great hit down the line. You know, she has really developed her shots and her different hits. She used to just go up and pound away at everything.
No one. Good, 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 good.
Smart shot, went over the defense, Lori Forsythe. This is the 7th time this year that these two teams have met in a tour event final. And it's 5-1 in favor of Kirby and Masakayan. They were defeated by Fontana and Forsythe at Myrtle Beach, an event that we did right here on CBS.
Right there. Angle, angle. Go!
you don't watch a lot of volleyball, you may be asking yourself, why is it that they go up and use these shots? Why don't they go up and pound the ball every time? You pound the ball every time, you're going to get dug. It's like if you're a fastball pitcher in baseball, you throw a fastball every time, you don't throw a changeup in there, you're going to get hit. It's the same thing out here.
Fontana got a tape job over the net, and it drops. The other thing that's amazing in watching the two-man game is that they scramble around and cover a court that is the same size as the indoor court. 9 meters by 18 meters. Off the block, so that's a side out. And for those of you that don't want to make the metric equation or change it for you, it's about 30 feet by 60 feet.
Here again, you see Kirby tooling the block of Forsythe, hitting off her outside hand, causing the ball to go out of bounds.
Handset off the net. What a smart play by Barbara Fontana. The set was off the net, and she just played it gently over.
I get the feeling Fontana may be a little frustrated with her partner's setting. She realized she didn't know what to do with this ball. All of her sets have been on the net, so she just set the ball over the net. Throwing Kirby and Masakayan off.
11-3, Kirby and Masakayan still in control at Manhattan Beach.
Get it moving.
Keep on moving. Oh, yeah. Come on. Sing it, sing it. Yeah.
And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving.
Come on.
Coors Light.
Oh, yeah.
Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy.
Sing it, sing it.
Coors Light. Keep on moving.
I was a tomboy. My brothers called me Jimmy. They used me to practice tackling. They think they taught me everything about sports. Well, now I play soccer all over the world. And I just want to say, pay attention, boys.
When do you use Thompson's?
Every year since 1981. Every fall for 5 years. Every second year for 10 years.
We're not taking chances.
Over time, water invisibly weakens unprotected surfaces. Suddenly, you've got damage.
No repairs. Still looks new.
We've never replaced a single board.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer, the seal of success. Also protect with Thompson's Stain, the only stain with Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer.
Attention golfers, wouldn't it be great if as your score got higher, so did your winnings? Oddly enough, that's the case at the Sprint International next on CBS.
See, that guy's a coward. He has a wetsuit on, and the temperature of the water is 75 degrees. But, of course, I wouldn't get out there on a surfboard. Drew Goodman, Maria Barnes, Manhattan Beach. The score 11-3. Carolyn Kirby, Liz Masakayan trying to win their 12th event of the year and their 43rd consecutive match. Earlier this year, they had a streak of 55 straight snapped at Myrtle Beach.
By Richardson and Canoe.
Liz Masakayan may be fatigued, and she might have spent part of last week in the hospital, but she really pounded that shot.
Such a phenomenal athlete. She right now is working on a video with Nancy Kerrigan and Manon Riom, a workout video.
Tanya Harding not involved.
Good, good.
That's wide, side out.
You'll notice we've seen a lot of service errors from Kirby and Masakayan, and that's because they go for the ace every time they step back to serve. So you will see more errors from that team.
A break from Masakayan. Kind of rolled on the top of the net and finally dropped on Fontana and Forsyth's side for a side out. It has been an eternity since Fontana and Forsyth were able to score a point. Close to 30 service exchanges, and that goes right down the middle, 12-3. So we get a side change and a commercial and a word from your local station.
Liz Masakayan picking up her 4th ace of the match. Look at this serve, straight through the middle. The old "you take it, I got it" play. No communication between Fontana and Forsyth.
They call it the husband and wife on the beach. And the ace award in this tournament goes to Deb Richardson by way of Minnesota and also the University of Alaska. But somehow she arrived on the beach. Great player. She lost in the semifinals with her partner Denny Schubert-Knoop earlier this morning to Kirby and Masakayan. 12-3, within 3 of a victory.
I got it. On the right, straight up.
13-3. Poor ball control right now on the part of Fontana and Forsyth.
Very obvious that Fontana is frustrated with her partner's setting. She's running up to the net. Look at this dig by Kirby, just scrambling in the sand. And not only that, just pops it straight up for her partner to swing away.
One of the areas this team says they're better at is staying calm and making adjustments during the match. They better make a big adjustment right now.
Kirby and Masakayan have done a good job of sticking with their game plan of serving Fontana. It has really worked for them. Now, Fontana and Forsyth had said that they were going to go after Kirby before this match started. They started that way. It was working for them. Now they've gone back at Masakayan. Masakayan does not like to be in the position of setting.
That's wide, so finally a point for Fontana and Forsyth. And they hear it from the crowd. Barbara Fontana will get married in the fall to Charlie Harris, who was an Olympic water polo player in 1988 for the United States.
Yes. Push it out, push it out.
Masakayan's doing a good job of hitting that line shot. She's been very steady in this match.
Okay. Go.
Well done by Lori Forsyth. She went up over the top and won that little joust at the net.
Masakayan struggling a little bit there with her setting. That's what I was talking about. She does not like to be in the position of setting. She's a better passer and hitter.
Masakayan has done very little wrong in this match.
It's difficult to hit that line shot time after time without hitting the ball a little wide, and she has been so consistent.
Let's take the back.
One thing here.
Thank you.
Right on. Okay.
16 kills, 4 aces. That's a whole bunch in a match. Nearly had one there, but it sailed long.
Liz Masakayan, like no other player except possibly her partner, does a spike from the end line. It's so tough to do because you have to have so much ball control and body control. And you can see she just keeps the ball right out in front of her right shoulder.
High line.
High line was the call, and high line is what was executed by Kirby.
13-4 to serve it up.
She didn't pick up volleyball until about her sophomore year in high school. She was a terrific high school basketball player and also softball player. Grew up in Brookline, Massachusetts, and now her home, San Diego.
Line cross, cross, cross. Go, go, go.
That costs him a point. It's 14-4, and we've arrived at match point.
Rare that you see Forsyth miss that cut shot.
There it is. Fitting that they would end it with an ace. 12th event of the year captured by Carolyn Kirby and Liz Massakayan. We'll come back to Manhattan Beach in a moment and chat a little bit with our winners. Stick around.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Still using a full commission broker? You could be missing out on a lot. Like a broker who's available anytime you want. Or state-of-the-art investment software that's easy to use. To get both, trade up to Schwab. At Charles Schwab, you can manage your investments around the clock. And Street Smart software lets you place trades, get quotes, even research stocks. And at Schwab, you'll enjoy low commissions, too.
For a better way to trade up to Schwab.
There's a place to give it everything, to achieve your goals, to realize your greatest dreams, and no matter what happens, not to let anyone take them from you. Foot Locker has helped me get to that place.
There's a place to go all out, to strive and push and compete, not only with those around you, but ultimately with yourself. And that's a place where it doesn't end, but where it all begins.
Pringles Light has become Pringles Right Crisps. Still a third less fat, and now better taste than this.
That's right! Got new Pringles Right Crisps! That's right! Less fat and better taste than this! That's right! Better taste than less. Squeeze the fruits right, here you see! That's right! It's gonna tip off Sam O'Fly! Pringles Right Crisps, the taste of here! Pringles Right Crisps, the taste of here!
CBS Eye on Sports presentation of the Coors Light Women's Pro Beach Volleyball Tour featuring the Reebok National Championship is sponsored by Coors Light. Reach for Coors Light, the silver bullet. Keep on moving. And by Reebok.
The show rolls on for Carolyn Kirby and Liz Massakayan. This is match point. Kirby goes up and finds a vacant spot in the sand for the ace and the victory. And right now, Carolyn Kirby, Liz Massakayan with our Maria Barnes. Maria.
Thanks, Drew. You complained about the way you were playing all tournament long, but you certainly turned it on here in the finals. Your strategy was to stay at Fontana, and it worked for you guys.
Yes, we had been watching Lori all tournament, and she has been everywhere, digging balls, siding out great. She's been flawless this whole tournament. In fact, that one dink in the net for the 14th point is probably the only error she made the whole finals.
Surprising that this looked like one of the easier matches of the tournament.
We finally got it together. Our serving was pretty good for the most part. We followed all our strategies, and we worked hard together, and it felt really good.
Your ultimate goal, the Olympics, what are the stepping stones to get you there in '96?
Well, as long as we keep working hard and really stepping up the level internationally, that will really help us for the Olympics.
All right, congratulations to both of you. All right, Drew, back up to you.
All right, Maria, thanks very much. Here's match point one more time. Kirby had been struggling with her serve in this match, but not on match point. Another championship for Kirby and Massakayan. We'll be back.
Get it moving.